Okay, we're at the fourth SCP. Man, the first SCP was interesting. The second SCP was fun to read. The third SCP, the ending really just hit home. Like, it didn't hit home. What I'm saying, it didn't happen to me. It just hurt. It hurt the heart. It kind of like stabbed me a little bit. I gotta say, it stabbed me a smidge. But now we're at the fourth SCP. We're an hour into the reading, and the fourth one is called The Sound of Silence. Now, people on the YouTube side, I really hope that you enjoy these type of videos. I know they're pretty basic stuff, that they're just me reading out loud and just giving comments and making jokes. But I do hope that you enjoy this, as this is maybe your first time getting exposed to this SCP that I'm reading, or maybe it's a reminder of the SCP that you already read a couple of years ago. Well, you get to see me react to this, and yeah. Just all I ask in return is that you press the subscribe button if you do enjoy this and if you want to see more, because we're going down the line, baby. We're going down the line. So again, The Sound of Silence is the SCP reading right now. So let's get to it. Our third save and our third SCP that is in the over 100 plus rating. Only the first one was below 100, but only by 10. So they're all around in this. I think the second one was the only one that was above 200. So they're all in, I would say, in the same ballpark. But here we go. A single copy of SCP-1433 is to be kept in a fireproof safe in the archive room at Site 72. Unsecured devices for the use of playing back audio cassettes are not to be allowed on site. No personnel are to listen to SCP-1433 except for D-Class assigned for testing purposes. All such tests shall be conducted in a fully soundproof chamber. The Foundation is to monitor physical and digital means of audio distribution for any evidence of recordings displaying similar properties to SCP-1433. Any other recordings demonstrating such effects are to be confiscated and destroyed, and any persons affected by them are to be terminated or conscripted as D-Class. My god, we have some overlaps to each SCP, because the second SCP was confined in a cabinet locker, file cabinet. Same with the third SCP. And in the third SCP, people who got affected by the SCP became D-Class, and now the fourth SCP is also the same. People who are affected by this SCP become D-Class. Some of them. So there's some jumping. I kind of like that. It's rare and it doesn't have to be necessary for me to enjoy the SCP reading, but it's kind of cool that this happens. You know. SCP-1433 is a recording of an unknown artist performing 433, an avant-garde musical piece originally composed in 1952 by musician John Cage. By the way, I need to check something. I had somebody a while back send me the SCPs that, you know, they were working. There it is. And I just want. Okay, so they made some of 76. Okay, and sports ball. DJs headphones. Okay. So I read a couple of them from the 1400. The next one will be 1052, which is next weekend. Okay, that's cool. I like that. Good to know. All right, back to this. Pardon me. The sole known copy of SCP-1433 is currently contained on an audio cassette of the type widely manufactured in the 1980s. The recording is present on both sides of the cassette. Once placed into any device capable of playing back sound from a cassette and playback is started, the recording will play in its entirety at a constant volume of 30 decibel regardless of the original volume setting of the device. Attempts to stop playback of SCP-1433 by stopping or pausing the player or by removing its power source have been unsuccessful. Only disconnecting the playback device from the audio output has proven successful. All copies made of SCP-1433 display the same anomalous properties as the cassette recording, regardless of the storage medium used. As with the original versions of 433, the recording begins with the sound of the performer sitting his or herself at the piano bench and closing the lid. After 33 seconds, which the performer times on a stopwatch, the lid is open and then closed again. This motion is repeated after another 2 minutes and 40 seconds. 1 minute and 20 seconds after that, the performer opens the lid a final time, stands up and walks away. All other sounds on the recording consist of the performer breathing and turning through pages of sheet music and of incidental sounds presumably made by an audience. EEG readouts of persons listening to SCP-1433 demonstrate evidence of an atypical electrical activity commonly associated with anterograde amnesia and musical agnosia. What? What? Persons listening to SCP-1433 report hearing a low male voice speak briefly after the second opening and closing of the piano lid. Okay. Acoustic analysis of SCP-1433 has failed to identify this voice on the original recording. Is this why it's called the sound of what is it called? The sound of silence, because like on recordings there's nothing but people. They are like, no, there is somebody. Okay. Descriptions of what the voice is saying are inconsistent, and few exposed have reported hearing the same statement. All persons exposed to SCP-1433 report that the voice is male and speaks a single sentence in English, typically of a nihilist sentiment, and typically referencing 20th to 21st century English language popular music. Statements reported to have been made by the voice include The words of the prophet are written on the subway walls. I don't believe in the Beatles. It's better to burn out than to fade away. There's no dark side of the moon, really. Matter of fact, it's all dark. Not a word was spoken. The church bells all were broken. It's all been done. It's all been done. It's all been done before. Are we cool yet? This is a odd SCP. Following exposure to SCP-1433, subjects display symptoms of a psychological impairment similar to acute amnesia. So there's amnesia, agnosia, and amusia. Okay, what's agnosia? As known as visual agnosia, is a neurological disorder characterized by inability to recognize and identify objects or persons using one or more senses. Oh. And what's amusia? The loss of the ability to play a musical instrument. That's a thing. The individual is completely unable to recognize, hear, or sense any form of rhythmic music, whether sung, vocalized, performed live on physical or synthesized instruments, or played back on a recording. Oh. Well, here we have the description of music, I guess. Affectees have stated a complete inability to hear any music being played or performed in their presence, even when an instrument is being played in their field of vision, and they state an awareness that it should be audible. That's why sound of silence, bro. Because they can't hear shit no more. I would hate that. I would absolutely despise if I could not hear music anymore. I love music way too much. And also, imagine watching a movie, bro. All the soundtrack's gone. Watching anime, watching TV shows, playing video games. Anything music related would just be vanished. It would just sound all empty. Oh, no. No, oh thank you. EEG readouts on persons so affected show an absence of brain activity, indicating the sensation of auditory activity. This state is permanent and has shown no indication of being affected by amnestics. Aside from chronic psychological ailments induced by the inability to experience music, no other long-term effects of exposure to SCP-1433 have been noted. No, please. Anything but this. That would be torturous for me, honestly. On 2000, a test was conducted in which D85702, a Caucasian male 67 years of age, was exposed to SCP-1433. In the following test, D85702 reported that he was still able to hear music of the hip-hop genre when played back to him. In subsequent interviews, D85702 expressed a strong distaste for hip-hop and rap music, stating that it was just a bunch of damn noise and doesn't even count as real music, and he was unable to hear elements of such songs that have been sampled from pre-existing materials or other genres. It is currently hypothesized that the amusia induced by exposure to SCP-1433 is related to the affectee's personal understanding of what constitutes music. Further testing is deemed necessary to confirm this hypothesis. Well, I'll be fucked then, because I listen to almost everything. The only thing I don't listen to is death metal, so that's the only thing I would be able to listen to if this happened to me. I'm pretty sure there's some death metal songs so that I'll be like, oh, this is nice, but in general I don't like it. I don't know. I don't mind the growling. I mean, the growling is majorly the reason why I don't like it, but I don't mind it that much when it's like included with non-growling moments. What's the song? The song is Amorous? No, that's not what it's called. It's called. My laptop is having a seizure. Ambiramus by Elevati. I'm not sure how to say the band name. That is like where there is some growls in there, but not the majority. The majority is actually like singing. The growls just happens in the background, like a second singer steps in with the growling. That thing is cool. But in general, like if it's just growling, if it's just death metal growls, no, not my thing. I think I can listen to it if it's mixed with something else. If the main singing like really like captures me, and the growling like amplifies that I can get down with.